Well, back to Fog Wrestling. We are here to rank every match from No Way Out.
NWO.
As-
I mean, how great is it that the NWO debut at the NWO? Like, no way
I
out.
know whose idea was that. Props. Obviously, we're not going to spend too much time about the segments because we're ranking every match. But the initial promo was great.
It was NWO come out, Scott Hall looking fucked already. How
Yep.
many? I know later in the show he gives Austin a 6-pack, but I want to know, was that originally a 24-pack and Hall consumed 18 before he went out on stage or out to the ring? That's what one has to wonder. But anyway, we've got Nash opening up. Then he passes the mic on to Scott Hall, the bad guy, and he says they're not bad guys. He says they're good guys. And then he takes the mic and he passes it to Hogan, brother. And then Hogan.
Take your prayers, eat your vitamins.
Hogan basically says what the other three said. I mean, it was a really cool moment, but I would have just preferred to see them fuck it and just come out and bury the roster. Go, look, we're back, and that's it, really. You know, we're making more money than all you guys, but they're kind of playing it. No, we want to fit in. We're good guys now, and all this stuff. But
Well, no, I get your point, but this isn't main event Mafia where the rest of the roster is jobbers. I mean, the roster at this point's fucking great.
I mean, I suppose they can't turn around and say we're making more money because Austin can come out and show them their check and go, "You making this much, you fucking bunch of jobbers?" You know. So,
You and the Scorpion King holster.
So,
Your movies are straight to DVD,
but
buddy.
yeah, I guess main event Mafia TNA 2009. I mean, you could take the Mafia's salary and it's easily more than the rest.
It's
of
worth more than the
rosters.
company. Anyway, though, we move on to the worst match on this list. Taz's last pay-per-view match. Or it could be his last match. I read it somewhere.
Not a bad match though. I'll give see this tag team with Taz and Spike. See when it got thrown together, I'm thinking, what is the point?
Get the fucking news.
What is the fucking point? But I mean, they've had a wee decent run and they've been all right. But you got to be realistic here. Back in the day on pay-per-view, there was not many bad matches on it. The cards were pretty good. So unfortunately, Taz and Spike are probably going to be drawing the short straw when it comes to match quality. But by no fault of their own. I mean, not a classic or anything like that. But it was a decent, fast-paced match. They win with the Taz mission on test. Was not expecting it. But yeah, they retained. And how much longer can they hold on to it? Can they hold those tag belts to Mania? I can't remember, but I don't
No,
think
because if this is Taz's last pay-per-view match, he can fucking hold him to the pre-show for all I care.
maybe I'll lose them on Raw. But anyway, Taz, Spike Dudley versus Test, and Booker T bringing up the rear, but by no means a bad match.
Next up at number 5, we've got the Brass Knuckles on a pole match. Is Vince Russo booking this? Whoa. We've got Regal taking on the Rated R Superstar.
Right, I love Regal, right? Fucking love the guy. Comedy gold. Good authority figure, right?
Brilliant authority figure.
Brilliant authority figure.
We ranked him third in the top superstars of 2001.
But with that being said, I don't think he's ever had a match where I thought that was a great match.
Yeah, and it's his style. It's just the brawler
I
style.
think it's his style, I don't think him and Edge mesh well. This is like the fourth match they've had. And I don't,
3 back to back on pay-per-views, and he's won like every one.
yeah, by fucking brass knucks. Nothing against Regal. I mean, I think the guy's great, but I don't know.
I think it would have been better here if he tried to hit Edge after using the fake or the cheated brass knucks, and then Edge countered it, took him off, and then decked him in one.
And it was fake knucks or something that didn't hurt.
Like at this
I
point,
don't know.
they're pushing Edge.
But he's lost 3 times to Regal here, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe Regal would be better suited to a Chris Benoit.
Aye, for a match.
Aye, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying William Regal's a bad wrestler, 'cause he's not.
He's the man.
But
Well,
it's just I just think this run has been pretty poor for him. You know what I mean? His match with Austin was no bad, to be honest.
yes, but that's Stone Cold.
Probably the
Steve
best
Austin.
match he's had, I think, since I've been seeing him. I thought his matches with Tajiri were alright, short.
Short and sweet.
But see when he has these matches he's been having with Edge, and
There was blood.
Edge was as you can tell, William Regal's definitely a brawler, and he's doesn't work. You couldn't accuse William Regal of being soft like today's bunch of fucking jobbers, because every time there's a Regal match, there's blood, and this time the blood was on Edge's hands, or should I say face. But anyway, it's 5th in the list. Alright match, but again, I'm not a big fan of on a pole matches, and I don't think Regal and Edge really mesh that well together, so there you go.
Well, I don't mind him, but the fact he just whips out the brass knuckles at the end instead of, well, it was fucking irrelevant.
No, that's a heel thing. I didn't mind that. I thought it was pretty cool.
I know, but like,
Edge thinks he's going to win because he's got the knocks for the pole, but Rocky Reed goes like, I've got the knocks for the trunks. Boom.
I know, but can he actually get DQ'd for that?
Aye, but the ref didn't see it.
I know, but can he?
Well, you'd assume so, because they're not. JR was saying, JR even pointed out.
I know he did, but
they're not the legal knocks.
then King told him to fuck up. And on that note, let's get into number 4, which is the Tag Team Turmoil.
Yep, Tag Team Turmoil, 6 teams competing for the opportunity to go to WrestleMania. At first, we have the worst team in this, Scotty Too Hotty and the fucking big hip hop hippo. I wish he'd hip hop his ass fucking off the TV screen. Albert, this guy's never been good, right?
50 seconds.
His best run was probably his initial run as Prince Albert, because he was a hairy bastard and it just looked.
He looked like a nonce.
Yeah, but and he had the.
He still looks like a nonce.
He had the piercings in, but since then we've had the hip hop hippo, A-Train, fucking King Lord Tensai, and they're all pish. Albert and Scotty Too Hotty get eliminated first.
Like Christian and Lance Storm.
Christian and Lance Storm.
Lance Storm's a fucking jobber, but we move on.
Then the Hardys come out, eliminate those guys.
Out come the Dudleys.
And Christian does a wee tenter tam from the Dudleys come out. They get rolled up. They're no happy. Sick looking 3D to Jeff on the outside. That means Jeff's fucked. He's incapacitated.
Out come Billy and Chuck.
You look so gay to me. Down, down, down. Billy and Chuck run
That's
out.
not the words.
Batter fucking the Hardys, get the pin. Then the APA come out. Down, down, out. And you just know Bradshaw's not going to lose to a couple of fucking guys called Billy and Chuck that wear the same wrestling gear.
And
he
they're
comes
dead.
in, the APA get the win. Clothesline to hell on Billy. That spins them about a fucking 720 around. It's done about 10 backflips and then pins them for the 1, 2, 3. The
Brilliant.
APA head to WrestleMania.
And then we move on to number 3, Triple H. Kurt Angle, #1 contenders match. Stephanie McMahon, referee.
Going into the pay-per-view, there was definitely like 3 matches that were built, you know, like headlined. It's like, it was basically like a free kind of.
Kind of like last year's No Way Out.
Yeah, kind of like, you know, you have free main event pay-per-view.
And kind of like next year's as well.
Yeah. Obviously, you drop Taker, Austin, Jericho for the title, and Triple H, Angle for basically the Royal Rumble winner spot. I have to put this match last. Now, all 3 matches were severely overbooked to the point of. I mean, I think you can get away with one of the matches being overbooked like mad, but when all 3 are fucking overbooked to this extent, it's.
Well, I think the one that makes sense the most is the main event, which we'll get to later. But this one, how many ref bumps do you need?
Yeah. See, I don't know. So Stephanie, the man, gets taken out at the start. Then Tim White, the referees come out to take her back. Tim White takes her place. Then Tim White gets wiped out several times, only for Stephanie McMahon to come back in, and she gets wiped out again. And then Tim White gets back in, and then he gets fucking wiped out by Stephanie McMahon. And then Angle, Triple H obviously accused Stephanie McMahon, cost him the win, so he goes to pedigree. Angle hits him with a chair, not once but twice, hits the Angle slam, and I'm thinking, well, Triple H main event's WrestleMania 18, so he's kicking out. Did he kick out? Did he fuck? Kurt Angle gets the win. Weird match. There was about 20 different ref bumps, and it just wasn't necessary.
No, I'd love to know. How does Kurt Angle go for main event in Mania to taking on Kane?
Well, that we will find
Where is Kane? Who fucking knows, guys? But let's jump into number 2.
Number 2 on the list, we have the main event, the world title match, the Universal Championships.
Austin's last ever.
I was shocked when I heard that, but yes, this is Austin's last ever title match in the WWE. And he was unfortunate that he did not retain his titles against Chris Jericho. These two have already met recently at Vengeance, so, you know,
I think this was better, to be honest.
it's probably a wee bit better, but again, towards the end, I thought the match was okay, but towards the end, just a lot of fucking needless overbooking, in my opinion. Referee gets wiped out. Jericho, you know, low blows. Austin suplexing him on the titles. I mean, that's all right. And then the NWO run out of nowhere, which I guess is to be semi-expected. But I'm a bit confused. I mean, the NWO, they run out to screw Austin, but they didn't run out to screw Rock, and you could argue that The Rock buried them more than Austin did during the backstage segments. Austin kind of just refused their beer and walked away.
Yeah, it's kind of like,
Rock
well, we've
kinda-
got Ric Flair and McMahon interfering there.
So we'll use, but I mean, that doesn't really much.
If
sense.
anything, it would have made much more sense if the NWO interfered in all 3 matches. But then I guess you can't have Rock win beat Taker and they end up. I mean, because then they'll kind of look weak.
I guess if you have them interfering in all 3 matches, by the time you get to the main event and interfering again, it's just like...
I know, but it's all injecting a poison. McMahon's fucking shafting everyone at their wins because the NWO's fucking...
Well, that's true. But I mean, it was a decent match, and I guess the end...
I mean...
Scott Hall nails a fucking dodgy-looking drunk stunner on Austin.
I mean, the fact you've got the NWO, Hogan against Austin, I mean, it's pretty great. But, yeah, Jericho retains, and then they come in, hit another stunner, batter him, and that ends the show.
Get the spray paint,
Yep.
NWO, 50 because Hot Hall's that drunk he can't spell. So,
And he didn't give it to Hogan because he had spelt something else beginning with N. But we move into the best match
of the night, Undertaker Rock. Undertaker, in my opinion, undoubtedly the best big man in WWE history. I don't even think it's fucking close. I don't see how you could possibly put ahead of him. If by big men we're talking anyone north of 300 pound or anyone...
Giant Gonzalez is pretty good.
No, definitely not. But Undertaker,
Woo!
Rock, again, good match, but the overbooking at the end, I mean, was it really necessary? Oh, Taker goes and sits on his bike for about 5 minutes, pulls it.
This was awkward, actually.
Someone, I mean, I don't know what his issue was. He tells the referee to fuck off. He slams the referee into the...
I thought he was trying to start the bike.
Yeah.
Like, see the thing that sits the bike? I thought he was trying to lift that.
It took him about 5 minutes to find... I don't know if he couldn't find the lead pipe or he couldn't get it unattached or what, but it took him ages. Flair comes out, starts beating the shit out of Taker, punches chops. Taker kind of sells it, then decides, I'm not selling it anymore. Hits the big boot on Flair. Flair hits the deck like a sack of fucking potatoes. Undertaker gets back in the ring, misses the shot with the steel pipe. Rock hits the spinebuster, goes for the People's Elbow. McMahon runs out, tries to attack the Rock. Ric Flair gets back involved. McMahon's down on his ass. The referee's trying to get McMahon out the ring. Ric Flair comes in, hits the Undertaker with a lead pipe as he's about to chokeslam the Rock, or tombstone the Rock even, and then the Rock gets the cover on the Undertaker. He wins, and McMahon's lying there, dead in the corner. Ric Flair storms off to the back. The Rock is celebrating, and Undertaker's thinking, Ric Flair, in 4 weeks, you're dead. So there you go.
But do you not think overbooked is better than underbooked? For the simple, look at today's. What happens? It's garbage. It's just cookie cutter matches.
Oh, if the match is good, it doesn't need to be overbooked.
Well, no, I get that, but
these 3 main matches, for me, they were all massively overbooked. Now, I don't mind an overbooked
which one was
match.
least?
What one was least over?
I'd probably say the main event was probably the least.
Aye.
The ref bump shit was just fucking
To me, the Triple H Stephanie one was just...
ridiculous.
How many times was there it? She gets taken out originally, then Tim White comes and replaces her, then he gets taken out, then he gets back in, and he gets taken out again, and then Stephanie McMahon comes out to replace him, and then she gets taken out again. Then Tim White gets back in to replace her, and then she comes in and takes him out, and then it's like I just don't.
Anyway, though, that is ranking all the matches. We'll give it a final pay-per-view grade. What are you giving it? I'll give it a 7.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really get much more than that. I'm going to be honest. None of the matches were great. They were decent to good, but I mean, Taker Rock was probably the best thing.
But see, but not all these people have earned it are in these matches, right? They're all over. Even if they have a bad match or it's overbooked, it still works. See, today they're all pissed.
Yeah, but here's the thing:
they would need to do. I don't even know what they need to do for me to care.
See if you're Austin, right? You can stink the joint out in a bad match, and it's still going to be pretty good because you're Stone Cold Steve Austin. See if you're a fucking bum that nobody cares about, and you stink the joint out, you've completely stunk the joint out. So, it's just how it is.
See when the NW come out and they're hitting punches on Austin, that works, right? But see when like Kenny Omega or some other jobber, they need to come out and do their 450s because they're not over.
Yep.
Punches don't work. But Hogan could come out, take a shit on Stone Cold, and I'd still give this pay-per-view a fucking 10. Woo! 7 though. The segments were great. The Rock burying them alone was just the 6-pack as well. Big Daddy Cool, Diesel.
So I mean, pay-per-view fucking loaded with star power. Like,
yep.
Match card was impressive, but
debut at the NWO, can't argue it.
Overall, just didn't really perform for me. I'll give that a 7 out of 10. Looking forward to WrestleMania 18. 4 weeks of action. Raw and SmackDown should be absolutely pumped with good shit. Until then, though. Oh wait, forget, we also had Mr. Perfect.
Oh, in WWF New York.
And he must be a rat or something, because he was mic'd up. You got a wire? You ratted?
The rat's here even ugly. Is that why you're wearing a wire?
So I thought Mr. Perfect was gone. I didn't know he was still hanging about, but
Sure, he's on the plane ride from hell, so...
Oh well.
Anyway though, 7 out of 10?
7 out of 10 for me.
7 out of 10.
Till next time, peace.